Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm just sitting here in my robe drinking my morning coffee. And a point of contention that always comes up in the lifting world, the fitness world, and it's even come up with people commenting, even some other YouTubers have apparently said that I'm wrong, that you can't stimulate sufficient muscle growth through one set. And here's the truth, guys. I'm not an advocate of any one single style of training. I've written programs that use undulating periodization for people. I've written programs that use linear periodization. I've used programs that use high volume, a low volume that rotate between the two. There is no one right way to do things. There's no best way to do things. They're all tools. They're all useful tools in a toolbox that you have available to you, and people need to understand that. And what people forget, everything that we do, whether we're doing one set for the rest of our lives, whether we're doing 10 sets on a lift for the rest of our lives, whatever it is you happen to be doing, the point of all of it is progressive overload. We've known this for thousands of years now. The ancient Greeks wrote about this. They understood this, believe it or not. It's in their writings and mythology and stories about building strength and muscle. Progressive overload is everything. The reason people increase volume is because sometimes it's the easiest way to increase progressive overload. Their strength has stalled. They don't see any noticeable change in strength. They start increasing volume, and over time they start progressing because they've added workload to the muscle. It is going to be the least effective for the amount of work that you put in, because obviously if you've been doing one set or two sets or three sets and you double what you're doing, you're putting in twice the work now. You don't get twice the gains. You get a little small boost in gains. So it isn't necessarily efficient, but it's a useful tool. It works. Sometimes when you're stalled, it can work very well, and it's been done, again, for decades. But this idea that one set doesn't stimulate growth, well, of course it can. It can stimulate massive amounts of growth. Remember, your whole goal of everything that you do is progressive overload. It is progressive overload, subjecting the muscles to a workload that the body thinks is going to injure them. That is what causes hypertrophy. From what we can understand in the human body, the body's response that causes muscle fibers to get thicker is the body's fear that they're going to tear. And that can be induced through straight mechanical tension, or that can be induced through metabolic tension. But if you are increasing the load that a muscle is subjected to, whether it's one set or 10 sets, if you're subjecting the load, meaning the amount of reps that you can do in one set, or even the cumulative fatigue from multiple sets, they really induce growth through the same pathway. Or you're subjecting it to more weight, over time it will grow. It's unavoidable. The muscle will be required to grow provided there's sufficient nutrition and rest to do so. Now, if there isn't, your body may not be able to make it grow. It will eventually rip. It will eventually tear something, because that's the body's defense mechanism against tearing, is muscle growth. And when it fails to make the muscle grow, it will eventually tear. So be careful about progressing too hard and too fast. If you're not getting enough food, if you're not getting enough sleep, if your nutrition is poor. That's how you get injured, and it is because you're not allowing the muscle to grow. You're not providing the environment to grow, but you're providing the stimulus. But provided those things are present, as long as you're progressing, you are growing. If you're adding reps to the bar with the same weight while keeping the same form, and also if you're adding weight to the bar while keeping the same form, same range of motion, same technique, the muscle is growing. It's unavoidable. So all this stuff needs to be thrown out the window sometimes, and realize that people get too dogmatic in these various approaches, and they don't realize they're all different roads to the same city. They go to the same place, and that place is progressive overload. Progressive overload is everything. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to click like down below. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please share it. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.